cosplay or costume play is becoming more and more popular around us. They do not only imitate non-real characters in our favorite manga or anime, but also impersonate their unique personalities, superpower, or life stories to appear in front of us, lively and inspiring. They are some of the catalysts to get us close to the fictional universe just by the power of human imaginations. From the simple activities of costuming, cosplay is now a major cultural artifact, appearing from the west to the east, from the developed countries to emerging nations, and from the traditional to modern communities. We will see the transformation of cosplay power through times, location, and cultural backgrounds, and how it influenced the youth from the world to Vietnam society.
Là đóng giả nhân vật kiểu chiến tranh hay là nhạc?
Nó chuẩn mới rồi.
Ok.
Lên đây mình bố mày tên là Huy đây này. Thằng kia là
hơi dị hợp. Nó không hở hang gì thì cũng không biết nói là ảnh hưởng đến văn hóa Việt Nam.
So, what is cosplay? The concept of character costuming began in the late 1930s in North America. Japanese college students started borrowing the concept to dress up as their favorite characters locally, until the Japanese journalist Nobuyuki created the word cosplay for his newspaper in 1984. Cosplay is now well known as an artifact of popular culture, defined as an entirety of phenomena within the mainstream of a given culture to permeate the everyday lives of the society using mass media. In other words, cosplay contains features being borrowed from existing cultures. It is created by the desires of majority of people, and everyone are free to participate in that culture. The elements are explained in the video, produced by BuzzFeed Yellow. Cosplayers do not only imitate the character looks, but also immerse the character in front of the community. They all feel safe in a strong community, because they can all express no matter if they only enjoy sewing, modeling, or photography. The cosplay community is very strong with several types of performance, from conventions, photo shoots, and competition to freestyle and crossplay. Choice of cosplay is not limited to sci-fi and comic characters, but also to other ranges such as superheroes, cartoon, and video games. In Japan, cosplayers appear as a daily basis in certain districts, while role-playing cosplay cafes such as maid cafes are being more popular across the nation. In Vietnam, since cosplay concept firstly began in 1995, the community has transformed quickly from simple costuming at low cost in the first two conventions, the 2004 Anime and Manga Festival in Hanoi and 2005 VOF in Ho Chi Minh City, to high-quality cosplay shoots. The globalization era has created many cultural influences beyond national borders to all around the world. Now people can share similar interests together without barriers of distance and cultures, and the cosplay community is becoming larger than ever.
In the past, you can imagine it's like everyone are friends, everyone comes in for one passion, play together, participate in there, like merging together.
The concept of subculture is explained by Thornton in 1995 as a cultural group with knowledge and commodities created by members, which can raise their status and differentiate themselves from members of other cultural groups. Reflecting to the movie Otaku Unite, players can dress up like characters as the same sex or opposite sex, coming from cartoon, comic, manga, or anime. Cosplayers also refuse the idea that they are simply just otaku, as in the movie True Otaku, the documentary. Cosplayer Sarah does not know anything about otaku culture, even if she is a cosplayer. There are certain shared value in the cosplay community. Cosplayers all want to and always appreciate the belongingness between themselves and the cosplay characters, while they also enjoy the feeling of not being themselves and being recognized by the community. Conventions and festivals, As explained in True Otaku, the documentary, are created for the purpose of gathering, meeting new friends, exploring, and sharing Japanese cultural aspects and common interest in the cosplay community. Cosplayers would also have to deal with restriction from surrounding society. As in the Akihabara Geeks documentary, the main character was kicked out from his childhood monastery as he showed his love towards anime and cosplay. The more people become cosplayers, the more influences they bring to the society. In Vietnam, there's a rapid increase in the number of cosplay shops selling and designing costume and accessories. Cosplay conventions are created more frequently in big cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. Many Vietnamese stars use cosplay as an approaching method among the public of younger generations for the purpose of promoting themselves or promoting the cultural products. But not all of them were successful. CGV Cinema has currently failed in cosplaying as a character Harley Quinn to promote the movie Suicide Squad. Although there have been many criticisms about the failed performance of the cosplayers, people are more aware about the movie information in mass media. It is obviously not easy to prepare for individual cosplayer due to the overloaded number of steps for cosplay preparation, while some steps need to be helped by experienced assistant for the perfect performance. Despite the different backgrounds, there are some values that cosplayers share together. Whether it comes to the love of anime or the need of belongings and recognitions, cosplay can get them all. The shared philosophies give the cosplay community the first ticket to become a significant subculture in Vietnam also. It is also clearly that Vietnamese cosplayers also choose cosplay with a similar motivation to the US and the Japanese cosplayer. The love of characters as well as the need of belongings and recognitions. This phenomena is not only demonstrated as the good side of cosplay, but also the negative side. Many young people are using cosplay as a tool for their popularity, regardless of how good or bad it is.
Mình biết đến cosplay là do bạn thân giới thiệu. Trước đó thì mình cũng muốn là fan manga anime rồi. Rồi bạn mình dẫn mình đến cosplay festival. Lần đầu là ở manga festival ở Hồ Chí Minh. Mình thấy cũng khá thú vị, mọi người rất là vui vẻ, ăn mặc rất là đẹp. Sau tìm hiểu thêm thì mình thấy thích thú nên quyết định thử một lần trong đời.
The concept of transnational cultural flow was first introduced by Appadurai. It is defined as the cultural changes producing by flows of people, technology, media, and ideology. In Vietnam, the popularity of cosplay over younger generations start from the heart of Japanese pop culture, manga and anime. Since the release of Doraemon manga in 1992, Japanese pop culture artifacts such as manga, anime, and cosplay began the dominance over the local comic market. According to a survey of over 300 Vietnamese respondents like you and me, over 85% of them are interested in manga, and 38% of them are willing to spend up to 50,000 Vietnam dong per month for buying manga. Thanks to the significant development of the internet and social media communication approaches, most of the respondents can read new mangas on Facebook and other manga websites. The increasing inequality of manga and cosplay conventions is also leading to the participation by nearly half of the total respondents in local festivals in Vietnam in recent years. The pattern is similar in other countries from the same region with Vietnam, such as Thailand, Indonesia, to large developed countries including the US, Canada, and China. In the past, cosplayers were seen as hippies in Vietnamese society because there was nobody wearing the costume fashion style in public spaces. Back in the old days, young cosplayers would be mortified for being abnormal from the rest of the society. But the spreading of cosplay cultural flow in Vietnam, younger generations consider cosplay as a new trend of fashion style, sharing loves to their favorite manga or anime, and cosplayers are raising their voice in the public. The indirect result of Vietnamese cultural artifacts appearing in cosplay products is one of the major positive impact of Japanese subculture and local community.
In the past, when we appear on the streets, ordinary people would look at us with full surprise. They did not know what it was. They often ask, "Oh, are you costuming Doraemon? Are you costuming the Monkey King?" But now, most people know that, oh, they are cosplaying, just ignore them. But people with interest would come to take photos with us.
Now, we will reflect cosplay as a cultural hybridity. Cultural hybridity is a blend and mix of different cultures as a response to increasing networks and traffic of communications. Cosplay in Vietnam is different to cosplay in Japan and the US. This is a consequence of the gap between the economy, community pressures, and culture. The first problem of Vietnamese cosplayers is the lack of resources for cosplay. Inadequate resources market forced Vietnamese cosplayers to find another solution, and China product was their choice because it is fast, cheap, and various. Their parents wouldn't let them spend more time on cosplay than studying, which leads to their decision. Different to that in the US and Japan, parents do respect their children's demand to some extent to allow them to spend time with their hobbies. The cosplayer income in Vietnam doesn't allow them to spend too much money in making costumes. Vietnam only became low average income country recently, which means that before 2016, Vietnam was a low income country, comparing to Japan and the US, to the top economy in the world. Vietnam economy is inadequate in certain aspects. Thus, Vietnamese parents wouldn't let them spend too much money on cosplay. However, Vietnamese cosplay does have some resemblance to Japan and US cosplay. The cosplay community in Vietnam are influenced by the Japan community. Most of the cosplay events in Vietnam are held at the same times as Japan's, such as the Sakura Festival, where people visit to explore the Japanese culture. In another way, it is a playground for cosplayer. This is also a free entrance event for everybody. Thus, it could be seen as a non-business oriented event. More and more similar type of events are being held in Vietnam. The format is the same as Japan's World Cosplay Festival, US SF Anime Festival, and many more. Everyone has a different persona on the internet, not just for otaku and cosplayer. In real life, you can't really identify them. Without me stating that I'm into anime and manga stuff, will you know? And of course, the online life is a lot more delusional and free, since people can express whatever they want. In conclusion, cosplay came to Vietnam through the media flow and then adapted to Vietnamese culture based on cultural hybridity. Through years, cosplay has grown into the influential subculture group that's not only famous and powerful among young people, but also changing Vietnam culture in various aspects. The impact of cosplay can be good or bad, depending on how people understand and implement it. The reasons why Vietnamese cosplay hasn't developed as much as Japan and US is because of the difference in economy, community pressure, and also cultural base. However, Vietnamese cosplay also shared the same development process along with Japan and US, includes the flow of media through the internet and the adaptation of cosplay festivals. In the near future, cosplay will certainly grow more due to the modern mind of young generation and their passion for cosplay.